Hello, this is Patrick with Lone Wolf Software, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to set up the email reminders and text message reminders that are sent directly to your phone for any of the maintenance requirements you have set for reminders in the software. Now, right now we have the Mazda RX-7 selected, and we have the maintenance tab here selected, so you see the vehicle maintenance log for this vehicle. But today we're going to concentrate on the reminder alarms, and if you click on the reminder alarms right now, this little button over here, these are the reminders that are currently enabled for the requirements on this vehicle. Just click OK to close that. If you go to the What's Due tab, again, this is right now we have What's Due Now. These are the reminders that are currently due for this vehicle, but only the reminders with the little bell next to them, which means there's a reminder alarm enabled for those particular requirements. Only these with the bells are actually going to send a reminder alarm if you have the reminder alarm set to be sent out to your email server or your phone. So you can go in, of course, and enable and disable any of these reminder alarms. So you can select exactly the maintenance requirements for each vehicle that you want to have a reminder sent to you. So we recommend, only selecting or enabling the really important maintenance requirements if you want that reminder sent to you. In this case, you can just right click on any of these requirements and click on the Edit Selected Requirement button, and you'll see there's an option here with the bell, display a reminder alarm when this requirement is due. So you can either disable it by taking the checkbox out, or re-enable it by putting the checkbox in there. You see the little bell, and if the bell is displayed next to the maintenance requirements that's due, then that reminder will be sent to your email or your text message or your phone, depending on what you have enabled in the software. So that's the first thing, is you can specify which maintenance requirements have reminders attached to them. So at this point, the best thing to do is to show you how to, configure your server so that these reminders can be sent either to your email or to your phone. So the first thing you have to do is configure your email server. So if you go up to Preferences up here, drop down to Email Notification, Configure Server, you can see that we have right now this is the configuration screen for the email server. So we'll go through this real quickly, and I'll show you how to fill this out. First thing you want to do is enable the email notification, which will allow all these different options here to be entered. So you put in the recipient email address where you want the email sent. Right now we're configuring only for email. So in this case, we're setting it to support in Lone Wolf Software, but you would put in your email address here. And then the sender's email address, which would probably be your email address again. We're using a Gmail address here, and we recommend using Gmail. I'll show you how to set that up in Gmail too, but you can use any email address. But some of these options, like the SMT port, might be different. But we're going to set this up for a Gmail address, and you can get a free Gmail address by just going into Gmail and setting up a new Gmail address, and you can use that if you want for your reminder alarms to be sent to it. So in this case, the outgoing email server for Gmail is smtp.gmail.com. And then the port for Gmail is 587. So make sure you have all these things filled out. It does require authentication in Gmail. So you want to make sure that it's authenticated. And then you want to enter your username is just your Gmail email address. In this case, we're using tommulqueedy@gmail.com. But you would put in your email address at Gmail here. And then also the password for your Gmail account. Now, after you have all this filled out, you can click on the Test Email button, and you'll see that you have the message sent successfully. So you know now that the email server is configured correctly, and you have all the settings set up so that you can receive email notifications of your maintenance reminders. Click OK. So that's done. So now you can receive email notifications, but we have to set up the text message configuration before we can actually receive text messages to your phone. So click on the Preferences button. Go down to Text Message Notification, Configure Text Messages. And now you have the text message reminder configuration screen. So you don't even have to have a phone hooked up to you or a phone line hooked up to your computer to send text messages. Automotive Wolf uses something called the SMS Gateway. So you do have to have the email server configured because it's really sent almost through an email server and then sent to your phone directly to your phone. But you do not have to have a phone line hooked up to your computer to send these text messages, which is kind of cool. So we'll go through these settings real quick here for the text message configuration. So the first thing you want to do is click on the enable text message notification. The server is required. We've already set that up. So we'll just click OK for that. That's already been set up. Put in the name of the recipient. In this case, it's Tom. Put in the email address of the person that's sending the text message. You need to have this also filled out. Then you put in the phone number where you're sending the text message to. Now, this is not a real phone number. Obviously, I wouldn't put a real phone number in here. Then you need to, for SMS gateway, you need to have the carrier specified. So most people know their own carrier. So in this case, you select the country, and then you'll see a list of carriers you can choose from. In this case, it's a Verizon account, so just select the carrier. And then in the subject, you can put in anything you want. It's up to you. If you want to put in, here's a reminder for Tom or Pat or whatever. Just enter whatever you want. That'll be in the subject line of the text message. And then you select your reminder frequency. So these text message reminders will be sent once per day, once per week, once per month, depending on what you select here. And also, it depends on when the reminders are checked, which I'm going to show you how to do that in a couple minutes. Once this is all set up, click on the send text message button here, and it'll send a text message to your phone, and you'll say successful, and you'll know that you have this set up correctly. I'm not going to do that now because this is not a real phone number. So now you have the text message reminder configuration set up, and that's ready to go. So now you're ready to send both email and text messages to your phone. Now, one thing I'd like to mention on Gmail accounts is the default setting for Gmail accounts is to not allow third-party applications to send email through their server. So if you're using a Gmail account, you need to go in and you need to make some changes quickly to your Gmail account on the Gmail server. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So if we go down here, right now I'm logged into the my Gmail account for this Thomas Mulqueeny account. And right now this is the inbox. We don't really have much email. So to set up the option to allow third-party apps to use your email server, click on this little gear button here for settings, and then click on see all settings. Now once you have that, you see all the settings that you have here. Go to accounts and then other Google account settings, and then click on the security button. And if you scroll down, you'll see that there's an option here that says less secure app access. Really, it's just third party. Google or Gmail doesn't allow any other apps to access their servers to send email. But in this case, Automotive Wolf, of course, is a third party app. It's not Gmail. So you need to, this would normally be off. You need to just click on it and turn it on. So make sure you have this less secure app access option on. Otherwise, if you're using the Gmail server, you won't be able to send email or text messages through from Automotive Wolf. Now, if you use your own server or a different kind of server, you may have you may also have to authorize it to do that on the other servers. We're just covering Gmail here because Gmail is so popular. But make sure you have this option on. And as long as you have it on, then everything will work fine. So let's go back to Automotive Wolf. So now we have everything set up. We have the email configured, and we have the text message configured, and we have the Gmail account configured to allow Automotive Wolf to access it to send these messages. So if you go up to the preferences menu up here, alarm reminders, check reminder alarms, you can determine or specify when Automotive Wolf checks these reminders. And in this case, you have on system boot up and program launch. Let me mention that you can set the reminders to be checked on the boot up of your computer. You don't even have to open up Automotive Wolf. You can leave Automotive Wolf or not open it for weeks. But if you have it set to check reminders on boot up, you will get email reminders sent. You'll have the reminders either displayed on screen, sent to your email server, or automatically sent to your phone. And that's without ever even opening Automotive Wolf. So there's a little option in Automotive Wolf, which is really quite powerful, to just check these reminders on boot up. So if you forget to open up Automotive Wolf for a couple of weeks, you'll still get reminders if you have the boot up option selected. So we do recommend you use the boot up option. So you have several options here. You can choose to, when these reminders are checked, on boot up, program launch only. You can disable all the reminder alarms, or in this case, we'll choose on system boot up and program launch. Then go back to preferences, alarm reminders again, and then go to boot up reminder options, and you can specify, here we have display on screen. So whenever it's booted up, it'll display the reminders on screen. You can enable or disable text message or email notification. Now this is again just for boot up. So this gives you even more options to how you can specify exactly how you want these reminders set and when to have them checked. In this case, we have both email and text message notifications set to be checked on boot up. So you'll receive both on boot up. After you go to the boot up reminder options, you have that set. Then just go to the email reminder options. And again, this is kind of redundant, but it gives you a little more options to specify exactly how you want this to be checked. So you can send email on boot up only or whenever the reminders are checked. So whenever you check reminders, you'll have the reminders either sent to your the email reminders sent to your email server or not. You can also disable all the email reminders here. Same thing for text message. You can disable or send text message notifications on boot up only or whenever the reminders are checked. So you have a lot of options here. So you can basically configure it and tailor it exactly the way you want. So you have the reminders set exactly when you want to. So again, the boot up reminder options and the text message reminder options it's a very powerful feature in Automotive Wolf. You can have these reminders sent to you without even opening up Automotive Wolf, or you can have them sent only when you start Automotive Wolf. It's really up to you. It's a great option in Automotive Wolf, so you don't forget to change your oil or change your filters, or maybe a service check, or you might have it set for to take it to an emissions check. This just helps you so you don't forget anything. And even if you don't open up Automotive Wolf for a while, you'll still get the reminders. It's a really powerful option in Automotive Wolf. So that's all. That pretty much shows you how to set up everything, the email and the text message reminders in Automotive Wolf. And then once you have them set up, again, you can control when they're checked. You can disable them or enable them. It's very easy to do using this alarm reminders option. And then down here, you go to the text message and email reminder options. These determine when everything here is going to be set. So that's all for today. Thanks for listening, and look for more tutorials on our website. Thanks again.